This is a response to Dan for his audio recording that he had made on Facebook Messenger directed at me. So, it would appear that you have probably been visited by law enforcement personnel not too long ago, because you made a point of saying to me that I don't have a right to have your personal information, namely your address. First, you have yourself to blame for that, because you were the one who held up a padded envelope when you were doing a reveal about what you got either from Amazon or in the mail, and you were too eager to show people what it was that you got, and your address was in plain view in that video. So from that's how I got your address. So again, you only have yourself to blame for that. But as far as calling or contacting law enforcement on you, yes, I believe I do have a right to do that, because when you are threatening other people's lives, even though they may be remote from where you are, although I think there may be a few who are not too far from where you're at, but I won't say where, okay? The fact that you made death threats to them and their families, that's a line that you've crossed way too many times. When I filed my first 3 reports with the FBI, I was contacted by Homeland Security Investigations, and they asked me, what was this all about? And I provided the videos that you had produced and posted on YouTube to show them exactly what it was that I was referencing. And so that was why they got involved. And since then, I have filed 2 more reports on other people's behalf as well, with their permission, because they did not know what else to do, who else to turn to, and because I was already doing this and I knew what to do. That is why I got involved and I made those reports. And you only have yourself to blame for that, because you're the one who's handing out death threats like they were like candy. The fact that you do that so glibly is very disturbing, because that means you don't think anything of it. I want you to think about this, Dan. If I were to make a death threat to you or your family, how would you feel? Seriously, think about that. Would you like that? I don't think so. Most normal people don't. And then you have to go and say something racist, like saying that I need to be deported to North Korea. I'm not welcome here in the United States anymore because this is not a place for me. Really? You know, you just showed your true colors, because that means that you are truly ignorant. And only ignorant people say such stupid things like that. The first things out of their mouth is, to anyone who's different from them, you don't belong here. You need to be deported. Like you have some sort of special entitlement to all of this? Really? I'm not going to get into a long history lesson here, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I was born here, so I'm not going anywhere. If you want to make an issue of this, fine. Go ahead, but you're going to lose. And I, on the other hand, I'm going to win, because what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, I'm going through the proper and legal channels, and I have the evidence and facts to back it up. I don't do things out of hand. I do it because it is right, it is just, and I am on the right side of the law on this. I aim to put a stop to this, and I do intend to stop you. Make no mistake. When I got involved, it was because Austin had tried to do his best to handle all of this, but when he reached the point that he couldn't make any more progress and didn't know what else to do, he came to me for help. So for that, I give him credit, because he tried to handle this like a man. And also, I do want to say this to those who support Dan And they also tell me that I need to be deported, or I'm going to go back to China, or wherever it is that they feel I should be sent to because I don't belong here. Think about this. For you to say something like that, for you to support Dan in that regard, means that you are of the same mindset as he is. And that means that you are no better than he is as well. And because of that, I want you to think about it. Do you really want to be remembered for all the wrong reasons because you're supporting someone who's racist, who is inconsiderate, who likes to threaten people because he doesn't like someone or what they did, or is trying to tell them what to do? And I'm not talking about buying stuff that they don't like or shouldn't like or whatever. I mean, it's complete and utter nonsense. But when someone starts telling other people what to do, that's a sign of an authoritarian figure, someone who wants and likes to control others. So tell me, is that what you are? Is that what you like to do? Because if you are, and you support that, woe is be to you. Because that means that you really are pathetic. You have nothing else to live for. If that sounds like an insult, too bad. I'm just calling it like I see it. And mind you, I'm not getting involved, saying all of this or doing all of this for glory, for attention, for brownie points. I'm doing this because I'm standing up for what is right, for what is just. None of this should be happening at all. That is not what these platforms are for. But, as they say, it's free speech, so fine. You're allowed to spew your hate, your vitriol, whatever other nonsense you have in your mind and on the tip of your tongue. But just bear in mind, that comes with a cost, a huge and heavy personal cost. People are going to remember you for all the wrong reasons. And that's all I have to say to you. This video is for those who have been leaving positive comments on Austin's channel and I guess on my statement videos. Well, first, thank you for your support. As I said in my other video that I just said that I made in response to Dan's audio recording to me that he made on Facebook Messenger, I'm not doing this because I'm trying to garner attention or fame or some sort of brownie points. That's not what I'm here for. But I did want to make this video because I wanted to say that as long as these things continue on Dan's part, whether it be on his YouTube platform, although I understand right now it is currently suspended or closed, I'll bet you he'll be back. But he's still active on other platforms. And the fact that he made that recording on Facebook Messenger means that he's still at it, just not on YouTube right now. But as long as that sort of thing is happening, I'll still be filing reports on anyone's behalf, as long as we have documented evidence. If you do want me to help in that regard, I can do so. You can reach me through Austin. And if you will give me your permission, I will file those reports. But mind you, I have to have the evidence of that in hand so that way, when I do make that report, I can back it up. Because they will not do some sort of investigation all because I said so. It's because I'm giving them concrete facts, and then I'll have any videos, audio recordings, and whatnot as evidence. That's why I was able to get the response that I got from Homeland Security after I filed my third report. Now, also, I do want to say that to date, I have filed 5 such reports, and I'll probably be filing my own, even though this most recent one doesn't quite rise to the same level as the other ones that I had filed, because he didn't really make a death threat to me. He said that he would beat me with his vacuum cleaner. Wow, that really sucks. So, anyway, but the thing is, I want people to understand, although he is still free, it's because what we have reported, as annoying as it is, it does not rise to a certain level of an actual crime. It's something that they can charge him with and win. Because when I had to file my own police report on someone else who had doxed me and had also made threats against me, the police officer that I had spoken with had said that they have to think about how they're going to present this, and would it be something that they could charge that person with and be able to have an arrest. So again, although Dan may not be in custody, until he actually does something that really rises to a felony, that might not happen, at least not for a while. Although I think there may be one possible chance that we might be able to do that. But I have to talk to that person first and see if they'd be willing to file a complaint. Because I think that what he had done in the recent past would probably rise to almost the level of a felony. But I cannot say for sure because, again, I have to leave that to the law enforcement authorities to make that determination. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law, and it's different from state to state. So I have to leave that in their capable hands. But if it does rise to that level, then so be it. But until that happens, we just have to deal with him right now. But I would also say this. Again, as annoying as Dan may be in his videos and now his recordings, because that's all he can do, I would also say that if we do not respond to him, if we just cancel him out and he doesn't get those looks or subscriptions or any attention at all, right? Think about it. If he gets no attention at all, that would hurt him even more, because that means he's irrelevant. No one cares. No one's listening to him. Don't give him the satisfaction of having that sort of reaction. So that's really all I can offer you right now. But again, if he does continue to make death threats, even though you may live in another state, again, that still could potentially rise to a level of a felony, because he's using what they would call a two-way communication device. And if it goes across state lines, that's why I said that the federal authorities could possibly get involved. And that's why Homeland Security contacted me, because I gave them those particular details, and that's why they asked me for further explanation, so that way they would know what they can or should do. Okay? And I do believe that he was contacted, and he was probably given a warning, which is why when he made that audio recording to me, and he said that I wasn't allowed to have his personal information, and how dare I call the law enforcement authorities on him. Well, again, he only has himself to blame for that. So, again, everyone is accountable for their own actions. And so, when I'm filing these reports on behalf of other people, it's because I'm going to make sure that he is held accountable for that. And in so doing, that when I present the evidence of that, or whatever it is that he's done or said, that will help make it stick. Okay? Again, any questions, you can send them to Austin and he'll get them to me. Thank you.